Hey guys, how are you guys going? Today I thought I would talk about my top 15 MAC eyeshadows. I was going to do a top 10, but I thought it'd be easy to show you in one of these palettes. So I've chosen my top 15 shades and I thought I'd talk you through them. So to start off, these are all either depotted or pan MAC eyeshadows. They look like this. This is one that I have depotted, so it doesn't have a magnet on the back, but they slot perfectly into these palettes that MAC sells. So they have the little holes and you can just pop them in and create your own palette, which is one of my favourite things to do. I have 7 of these. I have some prolonger ones and some blush ones as well. So I've taken all the palettes I've got and taken my favourite eyeshadows from each of those palettes and put them into this one to show for you guys. I will swatch all the shadows for you, but I will talk through them first and what I like about them and everything like that. So let's get started. So here are all the shades. Cool, so the first shade we have here is Shroom. I'm pretty sure it's a Frost and it's just a light shimmery shade. It doesn't really have many undertones of anything. It's not silver, it's not gold. So there's Shroom, which is a beautiful highlight shade. Next up we have a shade called Nylon, which is a little bit more of a golden highlighted shade. I like to use this when I'm going for more of a bronze or sort of warm tone eye, just to highlight the brow bone or inner corner. Next up we have a shade called All That Glitters, which is a beautiful sort of like champagne peach shade it's beautiful to put all over the lid. This is one of my first colours. I've actually replaced it now, but it was one of the first colours I had. As you can see with these 3 shades, we're getting slightly darker. This one is more of a sort of peach champagne shade. Next up we have a shade called Mythology, which is one of my favourite shades ever. It's just so beautiful. This is actually a luster shade, so it's a little bit more sheer, but it's really, really reflective and a beautiful colour. There's Mythology. It's that warm cranberry red sort of shade. It's absolutely stunning. And lastly in this row is the shade Coppering. This shade and the shade Cranberry are some of my absolute favourites. I do love a warm eyeshadow. So there's Coppering there. As you can see, it's a little bit more orange than Mythology and not so glittery. It's a little bit more smooth. Just go through that. Shroom, Nylon, All That Glitters, Mythology, and Coppering. So next up we have the shade Naked Lunch. This was one of my first ever shades. It's quite similar to All That Glitters, but I'd say it's got a little bit more pink to it. Now this is a beautiful shade to go all over the lid. As you can see, it's really nice and reflective. Next up we have the shade Honey Lust. Now this is the same formula as Mythology, which is a luster. So again, a little bit more sheer, but very reflective and a little bit more glittery. So there's the shade Honey Lust. Next up is a shade called Sable. This shade here is I would say a sort of a warm, sort of a neutral brown. It's got a little bit of a plummy undertone, and that's the shade Sable. So you can see it's a little bit more, it looks almost cool, but again it's still a warm shade, I would say. It's got a little bit more of that sort of plummy undertone. Next up, this is another one of my favourites. This is the shade Cranberry. As you can see, it's absolutely stunning. It's sort of a warm purple pink shade. It's the best I can describe it, I guess. It is just so pretty, Cranberry. Absolutely one of my must-have shades. You can use it through the crease to blend out shades because it's not too metallic. Or over the lid, it is absolutely stunning, that sort of pinky purple shade. And lastly for this row is a shade called Deep Damson, which I think unfortunately they don't make anymore. It is a matte shade, but it's a really nice warm brown purple shade. I really suck at describing these. And there's Deep Damson. So here is the second row. So we've got Naked Lunch, Honey Lust, Sable, Cranberry, and Deep Damson. So for the last row I have my matte shades. Now this one here is called Bamboo. This one here and the next one are pro only shadows, so you can only get them in pro stores, but anyone can get them. Now this is my favourite transition colour. It is quite similar to my skin tone, so I'm not sure how well the swatch will show, but it is beautiful for blending out. It's just a light warm brown shade. As you can see, very similar to my skin tone, but just a beautiful shade to use. Next up is the shade Soft Brown. You've probably heard Jaclyn Hill talk about this shade. It is a must-have. It is such a beautiful warm brown. Again, I like to layer this with bamboo to create the perfect transition colour. So this one's just a little bit darker and a little bit more warm than bamboo. I love applying this shade all over the lid and just blending it out really softly. Now if you don't have a pro store near you, this is the closest to soft brown I would say. This is called Texture. And Texture, I think, is it actually a satin finish? It's not completely matte, it has a little bit of a reflex to it, but it is the most beautiful warm brown. I would definitely recommend checking this one out if you can. So as you can see on my hand here, Texture is just a little bit more of sort of a yellow brown, where soft brown is a little bit more of a red kind of shade. Next up we have the shade Foley, which again is it's probably the closest to Deep Damson that MAC has in their permanent line. And that's Foley there. Now last in my palette is the shade Embark. This is a very dark brown. On the camera it's looking almost black, but in real life it's definitely a dark brown. It's just a perfect shade for deepening up those evening looks. I love putting this along the lash line as sort of a soft liner, or darkening up and making it a really dark smoky eye. So this is Embark. So that's Embark there. So those are my must-have matte browns. We've got Bamboo, Soft Brown, Texture, Foley and Embark. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some recommendations. I love MAC shadows. They are definitely my favourite. They have the hugest colour range and some of the best quality shadows that I found, and they're really reliable as well. You can almost guarantee that the shadow is going to be great no matter what range it is from. So let me know if you have any further questions about any shadows. I've got a lot more, so if you guys want to see a full collection, just let me know. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will talk to you soon. See you later. Bye!